Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Easy Programming. I am Naveen Mishra and I'll continue teaching you how to write programs in C language and how to think as a programmer to develop programs. I will continue from the previous lectures I have taught you. In the previous lecture we studied about structures and unions. In this video I'll discuss about the important topic file handling. This is very important topic as whenever you start building some logical applications in your using C language, for example creating a management system or anything else, you may want to store your data at the secondary storage and want to use it later in your program. In such cases file handling is very important. Nowadays database is used more proficiently regularly in the companies, but in C language we used file handling. So I'll start with this topic. Before I start my video, I would like you guys to view my previous videos so that you come to know from the beginning how to write the programs in C language. Okay, so let's start with this video. First of all, let's understand what are the need of the files. Till now, all the programs that you were doing was storing the data in computer's main memory. As you guys know or should know that the main memory is volatile in nature, that is the data is stored temporarily in the files. As soon as you remove or you stop the execution of the program, your data is lost. Okay, as soon as you close your output screen, your data is lost. If you want to save this information and use it whenever we want, we have to store this information in a secondary storage, that is a permanent memory, for example hard disk or a USB drive. Hard disk is a non-volatile memory, that is the data is stored there and remains in memory until specifically deleted by the user or because of some virus your program gets deleted. Otherwise your data will not be lost. So previous programs were storing the data in RAM, but now your program can store the data in hard disk so that you can retrieve it later as per your requirement. To do so, you have to create the files. These files will be stored in the computer's hard disks where data can be stored and retrieved later. So what we have to do is we have to create a file. This file is stored in the hard disk so that we can use it later in our program. Okay, using files the data can be transferred from one computer to another. Now this is another important feature that can be implemented using file handling. Using file handling, whatever program I am doing, I can store this data and transfer it to some other computer. Okay, without using the files you would not be able to transfer your output from one computer to another computer. So files are very helpful in that matter as well. Let's try to understand how the things were working previously. Like you have written this program. Now this program is of structure, and when you run this program, like I have placed some information like roll number is 10, name is equals to Naveen, and total marks is equal to this. This information is stored inside the computer's RAM. As soon as you close your program, this information is lost, like roll number, name and marks information is lost. Now what if you want to store this information somewhere and would like to use it later? Now let's see how it will work in the using files. So again, this is the program and this is your output. Now using files, this information is stored in your hard disk. So there is a hard disk where in form of files your information is stored. This information can be retrieved later in your program whenever you want. Let's say you have passed information of 10 students and you want to see it later next day. You can do this using files only, not without files. Okay, so files are very useful in storing the data or the output that you are performing. Files. So let's study about files and how to do it. What are files exactly? These are the collection of bytes that is stored on local disk, that is hard disk. So file is stored on your local disk in form of bytes. If you want to store your data, there are two ways to create a file. There are two types of file. One is binary file and another is text file. Binary files have the extensions of .bin or .dat. Okay, in the binary files the data is stored in the form of zeros and ones, that is not in a character form. This will not be readable to you, but a large amount of data can be stored and lots of space is saved as compared to text files. Whereas text files are very useful where the data is stored in form of .txt files or any other data file. You can view the data, you can read it, but they are easy to read and work on, but they will take a lot of memory space as compared to the binary files. So you can use any one of the methods using binary files or using text files. You can store your data. Initially, one can work on text files. So I would suggest you guys to initially, when you are learning the topic, you guys must focus on text files. But once you are comfortable with the file handling operations and workings, then you guys can switch into binary files. Binary files are very useful when your program contains structure. Using structure to store the data of structure in binary form in the files, binary files are preferably used. Okay. Now let's see about file handling operations, what you guys can do. If you are working on your files, you must perform these 4 functions. First of all, you have to open the file. To open the file, you have a fopen function using which you can open your file. Then you can either read or write the data into the file. To read the data from the file, there are various functions like these: fgetS, s for string, fscanf, alternative of scanf, fgetC, character, fread. And to write the data into the files, you have the functions like fputs, putstring, fprintf, fputc, fwrite. Once you have read or write the data from the file, you must close this file using fclose function. Okay. Before doing any operation, that is read operation or write operation, make sure that you know the mode in which you have opened the files. So whether you can read the data or you can write the data will be decided by the mode, in using which mode you are opening your files. So let's study about the modes first. There are 6 modes in the of opening a file in C language. Let's start with this. R stands for read mode. So when you open a file and write an fopen function followed by the file name, you must pass the R keyword. R keyword says the file will be opened in read mode. If the file is opened in read mode, you cannot write or append data to the files. Only you can view the data, nothing else. And if the file is not created previously, your read mode will return a null pointer. Okay, I will explain it in more detail in the next slide. Now this is after read, there is a write mode. If you want to write the contents in the file, so you have to use a W mode. Using W mode, you can add the data into the file, but the previous contents will be deleted. And if file doesn't exist, it will be created by the W mode. Okay, so W mode will be first used and the file is created, and then you can use a read mode to read the data from the file. Okay, there is an append mode as well. You can open a file in append mode. In an append mode, the old contents are not deleted and you can add new content at the end of the file. And if the file doesn't exist, it will be created. Okay, now these modes have some limitations. To give more power to these modes, we use R plus, W plus and A plus. R plus opens a file in read and write mode. You can add contents to the file or read it, but if the file does not exist, it will return a null pointer. Same with W plus, most powerful mode. You can read or write data into the file. If the file is not created, it will be created. So this is a W plus mode. And A plus mode is append mode. This is another powerful mode using which you can read and write data simultaneously into the file. Okay, the file cursor will point to the end of the file, and if the file does not exist, it will be created for you in the append mode. Now these modes are especially for the character files. If you guys are working in the binary files, you can place in front of R B. So for binary files, you can place B at the end of every mode. That is R replaced with RB, W with WB, A with AB, R plus with RB plus, and so on. So if you place B in front of your mode, it means you are working in the binary files. Okay, binary files. Now let's study about the read mode and how they are behaving. Now suppose I have created a file pointer and I'm opening a file which is students.txt, where the students information is stored, and the mode I'm using is read mode. Now suppose this is the snapshot of my directories. Now let's say your student file exists. Now if your student file exists, it will be opened, and this is the content of the student file, like hello Naveen here. File will be opened and cursor will point at the beginning of the file. So at the start of H, the file will be there. Now what if the file does not exist? Now let's say this file does not exist, there is no student file. In such case, null pointer will be returned and stored in fp1, and an error message can be shown by you like file does not exist. So if the file exists, it will be opened and the cursor will point at the beginning, and the file does not exist, null pointer will be stored in fp1 and you file does not exist, error message can be shown by you to the user. Now this is for the read mode. Let's study about the write mode. Same thing, if I am opening the file for the student.txt for a write file. Now let's suppose the student file does exist. In such case, the old contents will be deleted, file will be opened and cursor will point at the beginning of the file. So old contents will be deleted if you are working in the write mode. Now suppose you are opening file students.txt for write mode but the file does not exist. In such case, file will be created and again cursor will be placed at the beginning of the file. So whether the file exists or whether the file does not exist, the file will be opened and the cursor will point at the beginning of the file, old contents will be deleted. Okay, now if you want to have your old contents stored, so you can use append mode. Now here I have used a, so append mode will be there. If file does exist, it will be opened and cursor will point here at the end of the file so that you can add more data here. And if the file doesn't exist, it will be created for you. Okay, append mode is very good and very powerful, but you have to initially start with W and R. Okay, now I'll write a program where I will read the data as well as write the data. Let's study the steps to read or write the data into the file. So to write the data into the file, first of all you have to create the object like this one. File is in caps in uppercase, then pointer will be used. FP is for file pointer and star represents the pointer. Now after creating the object, you can open the file using this fopen function. For write mode, you have to place W here. Once you have opened the file, you can write your data in the file using any method like put C, put S or fscanf, and there you go, the file will be, the contents will be placed in the file. Once you are done with writing the data in the files, you must close the file. So the file will be closed using fclose function. Similarly, to read the data, all the steps are same. The thing is, we have to change two things here. First, I have to change the mode here from W to R, and to read data, the functions will be changed to get C, P get S. Sorry, here was F get S and fprintf. So you can use any one of these methods using which you can read the data from the file. And you have to open the file as well as close the file irrespective of any mode you are using it. Okay, so let's do a program for this and let's try to implement these things. So here I will write a program, write character in the file. Okay, so I have to call the header file first of all like stdio.h. Then I will call a header file conio.h. I will start the main function. I will create an object of file pointer. I will open the file using fopen function. I will put the file name abc.txt and will open the file for write mode. I will ask the number of characters that are to be placed in the files. So I will use an n variable and ask the number of characters that are to be placed. I'll read scanf and read the value of n. Now once I have the number of characters, I will start my loop up to that. For int I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. And inside this loop, I will read the data from the user. Like I will declare a character variable as well, character ch, and I'll say ch is equals to get c h e get character, Okay, and once I have the character, I'll put it in the file. So to put the file, I have f put c ch comma file pointer name fp, and once the characters are stored, I will close my file f close. Let's see if this works. So I'll save my program. Now see, now first of all I will show you the output that there is no file named ABC. There is no file named ABC here. Let me change the view here. So there is no file like you see here. There is no file of ABC. Let's compile and run this file. Now it is asking a number of characters. So let's say 11, and I'll say Naveen here. After placing the 11 characters, 6 for Naveen, then 1 space, then here 4. So 6 plus 1, 7, 7 plus 4, 11. 11 characters have been used now, and the program ends. Let's see if the data is stored in the files. There you go. Previously there was no file ABC. Now you can see the ABC file. If I open it, my contents are stored here. So this is how you can write the data into the file. Now to read the data, what I'll do is I'll copy this code. Now I will not ask any limit from the user and convert this W mode to read mode. Now my program is read character from the file, and I'll start a loop. Just a second. I will say put ch and then print this value. And here I have to decide the n value. So let's say initially my n is 11. Read character dot cpp. Let's compile and run the file. There is an error. Too many arguments. Function put ch put character. I need get c get character. See if it works. Okay, just a second. I made a mistake here. It will return one value and need an f2. Okay, let's see if it works now. Now you see here Naveen here is red. Now you guys might be confused that why I am using n here 11, because when I wrote the data I have placed n value here. So to read I can let me try something else if it works. Let me see if it works. Infinite loop. Null is basically this thing. Well, ch No. So what I can do is I can remove the space from the character data. Once I have to rewrite the data into the file, now I can compile my data. Okay, just a second. I will place a space. There is no space. There you go, you can read the data from here using this space. But rest I will get to you in the next video, how to write the data in the file using w function or fprintf or fscanf, where we can will do more about this file handling. I think that's it from this video. Please subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. Share it with your friends. Thank you very much. See you in the next video. Cheers.